Hey, what's going on, guys? Mike Floyd here with the Turf Toe Show, giving you a week 2 recap of the Alliance of American Football. Once again, we have 4 games because we only have 8 teams, so therefore we're going to have 4 games. And we had a couple teams that went 0-2. We had a couple teams that went to 2-0. So let's start out with the Salt Lake Stallions playing the Birmingham Iron down in Birmingham. This was a game that I figured would be a defensive battle between Salt Lake, who had a pretty good defense against the Arizona Hotshots, who ended up losing last week, against the Birmingham Iron, who have what they call on the Iron Curtain, which is their front 7, the defensive line. The Birmingham Iron ended up winning 12-9. When you look at the actual game itself, Salt Lake was actually in this game. They scored their 9 points in the first half and didn't score anything after that. The Birmingham Iron ended up scoring 6 points, I want to say, on it was like a muff punt. Like whoever for the Salt Lake Stallions that was supposed to receive the punt, he just straight up just muffed it. And the dudes for the Birmingham Iron, the punt team, the guys, the down blockers and everything, they ran down and kept scooping it toward the end zone and ended up recovering it in the end zone and ended up scoring the 6 points. Of course, you got to go for 2 and they missed it. Then Trent Richardson ended up running in a touchdown, I think on for 2 yards. So now Trent Richardson now has 3 touchdowns in 2 games. So pretty good for him, I guess. But still, Luis Perez, the guy that everybody was raving about last week, who rumors had 8 teams reach out for possible NFL contracts. He didn't really have a hot game. I mean, he was more quiet this time. He went for 24-38 for 184 yards, no TDs, no interceptions, which ain't bad. I mean, it's a decent game. Austin Allen, on the other hand, he was the starting quarterback. I think he was 3rd on the depth chart, but he was now the starting quarterback. He went 15-31, which is abysmal, had 114 yards, no interceptions though, and no 2-point conversions, no TDs. It was pretty funny during this game because Marvin Lewis, one of the former head coach of the Cincinnati Bengals, the entire time for a span of a good 10 minutes, kept calling Austin Allen Josh Allen during the game. And you could tell to a point where they had to actually cut his mic and actually tell him yo, my guy, you're saying the wrong guy. It's not Josh Allen, it's Austin Allen. Stop saying the wrong dude. Joe Boganon, he had a touchdown. He scored a touchdown for the Salt Lake Stallions. And also I want to say his name is Bertollet, the kicker for the Stallions. He had a 53-yard field goal, which was good. What's funny about this dude is I'm actually calling him the Parky of the Alliance of American Football, because then he missed 3 back-to-back field goals. And I think one was just short. One hit the upright, and then one just went wide. I want to say wide left. He just completely just missed. It was just a bad day for that kicker. So there really wasn't much going on with this game. The defense pretty much locked down like they were supposed to do. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, they had that forced fumble, but it was a good look for Tim Lewis. I mean, it looked like they were going to end up losing that game if you only watched the first half. But like all good coaches, he made some good halftime adjustments, and they came back. Once they got that special team points, they actually managed to get some work done. What's his name? Trent Richardson, I mean, he had 6 receptions. He had 7 targets for 50 yards and 45 yards after carry. He also had 19 carries for 41 yards. So he had a Trent Richardson type game. So he wasn't doing breaking long runs. He was just bruising down the middle for a yard here, a yard there. And then, of course, he got the touchdown. I mean, if you're going on the 2-yard line, of course, you're going to get Trent Richardson. He's a wrecking ball. You just don't expect him to break a long run. So, yeah, he was doing Trent Richardson type stuff. Perez, he had a 1 carry for 4 yards, but honestly, this game was about what I thought Alliance American Football game would be. Kind of low scoring, nothing too crazy, bad quarterback play. I mean, these defenses are looking amazing because these quarterbacks are just not up to the level of an NFL quarterback yet. Perez, I mean, him and the guy that plays for the Hotshots are probably the closest ones to actually get on a practice squad or be a backup in the NFL right now. But Austin Allen, I don't know, man. He just seemed like he wasn't into. Now, I'm not gonna say he wasn't into the game. It just seems like he was overmatched because there's points in the game where he was looking toward the sideline. He didn't know where the play clock was until darn near into the second quarter. You can actually hear him because they got everybody mic'd up on the sidelines, not on the sidelines, on the field, in the booth. Everybody's mic'd up, so you can hear him clearly asking the referee where's the play clock. He didn't know where the play clock was. That should be the first thing you look at as a quarterback when you're on the field. You gotta know how much time you got. I mean, the clock is way faster in the AF. So he just seemed like he just wasn't ready. Even Maurice Jones-Drew and Coach Marvin Lewis kept saying this, these guys really only had a couple weeks to practice, learn his playbook and everything. So maybe him being the 3rd guy on the depth chart, it just didn't play out too well in his favor. You know what I'm saying? Well, the Birmingham Iron approved to 2-0. Salt Lake Stallions, sadly, are 0-2 right now. They're actually putting up a fight. but they got to get their quarterback. I mean, their defense was showing up. Their defense played really, really well. I mean, they really didn't get beat too bad on the deep passes. I mean, they didn't allow that Perez, and I'm looking at my notes. If you see me looking to the side, I'm looking at my notes. But that Perez Patton connection that he had last week, it really wasn't there. Patton only had 3 receptions for 7 targets, 44 yards. So he wasn't torching them like he did the Express last week. So that defense did their thing. It's just that their quarterback play killed them. Now the second game I want to talk about is a game that I kind of I'm not gonna lie, I almost fell asleep during this game because it got slick boring in the first quarter. It was the Memphis Express playing the Arizona Hotshots in Memphis. It was, a home game for Memphis, and they got shut out last week. So, I kind of wanted to see if Mike Singletary can make the adjustments in order to get points on the board. They got points on the board. They were leading, I kid you not, 12-0. They were 12-0 going into the half. Arizona had nothing going from it. Like, Wolford he ended the game at 14-22 with 194 yards, 2 TDs, and 2 interceptions. Both of those interceptions came in the first half. Wolford looked abysmal in the first half. Like, nothing was happening. It did look like that high-powered offense that we saw the first week. Like, everybody got enamored with. But then after the half, the script just flips. Arizona ends up scoring 6 points in the third quarter, 14 points in the fourth quarter, and just kept marching down the field. And every time it seems like they touched the ball, they were just getting chunks and chunks of yards. Zach Stacy for the Memphis Express was the only good thing I saw besides their defense. Zach Stacy had 19 carries, 101 yards. He had 1 TD. But Christian Hackenberg, dude, he is not the answer for this team. He is not. He went 14-25 for 102 yards. He was constantly yelling at his O-line. He was yelling at the coaches on the sideline. He was yelling at the refs. Dude was just not. He's not the QB for this team. I don't know what happened to Zach Mettenberg. I don't know if he's still injured or whatnot, but they need to figure out what they're going to do about this quarterback situation. The Memphis Express is now 0-2. You put Singletary on all your promotion materials like, hey, we're bringing in this badass coach and all this other stuff, and he can't win a game. Like, they should have won this game. That defense was holding. Like, I don't know what they went away from during the second half. It was just bad. Alton Pig Howard, he had 1 carry for 5 yards. It just keeps coming back to Christian Hackenberg. It's just like, he kept checking down every single play. So you can tell, like, let's say like the last drive, that you're down. All you need is a field goal to win this game. That's all you need. You need to get these guys to the outsides. You need to drop it in, or either drop it over these guys' heads in order to get to get these chunks of yards. He kept checking down to the running back coming out the flats, and it just wasn't working. He kept trying to throw to Pig Howard, and he was getting wrapped up every single time. Another thing is they got to work on these receivers' hands, because there were a couple throws that Christian Hackenberg had that were good. It was hitting dudes square in the numbers, and they were just completely just dropping them. Like, it was just, they need to get on the ball machine and just have just all day, just like bam, bam, bam. That's all they need to do for like hours. If I was Singletary, that's what I'd have him do. There wasn't really much kicking in this game. I mean, Josh Jasper had 2 field goals as long as with 38, so he had 6 points himself. There's a lot of punting. I mean, that's what you expect in the AAF, but Arizona, they did come back. I don't know, it was just a flight, just getting there to Memphis, and it was just being cold or what, but they didn't look like the team we saw last week. So whatever Coach Neuheisel said in that locker room during the halftime, it woke them up, because they came right out and just hit a touchdown. Ross is just balling out, dude. Rashad Ross, he had 4 receptions, 4 targets, 67 yards. Yards after carry was 24 yards after carry. He had 1 TD. The running backs, they did all right, but Zach Stacy, I mean, he's the only reason why the Express are going to be relevant at this time. It's 2 games in, but I don't know. Maybe you might need to make a trade or something. There's got to be a quarterback sitting out there on somebody's depth chart that's got to be better than Christian Hackenberg. I know he was a dope coming out of was it Penn State? I want to say I think that's who he played for. I don't even know, but he wasn't dope with the Jets. He's not dope now. I mean, he's overmatched. You can see it in his eyes. Like, he knows that this is his only shot to get back into the NFL. And the way it's looking like right now, man, my guy, you're not gonna make it back in. So in that Iron game, the one thing that I found pretty funny was that the fact that Matt Asiata's first his first rush, ended in a fumble. I don't know. Asiata, like all these big name running backs that we all know that came from playing in the NFL, actually did pretty decent. Or we just know from name recognition, like a Trent Richardson from Alabama, Matt Asiata from the Vikings, Zach Stacy with the Rams, stuff like that. they're not doing as well, except for Zach Stacy, who's the anomaly in the situation. Matt, I think he ended up getting benched, and he'll only come in maybe like 3 or 4 plays. He really didn't do much in that game. It's just that after that fumble, this is dude. I'm guessing his way is looking like with this league is the guys that we all flock toward because of name recognition. There's a reason why they're out the league now. It's painfully coming obvious nowadays, just seeing how they play, because he was playing like trash. Yeah, he had 2 carries, 4 yards, and I mean, just bad, and a fumble. Like, dude, come on. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for this quick recap. I'll have a recap of the Sunday games later on. If you like this video, hit like, subscribe, and join us on Wednesdays where we do the news that's going around the Alliance of American Football and the XFL as well. That's kicking off. They got more news coming out about the coaches and everything else, so stay tuned.